Hello students, please subscribe the channel, drop a like, share and comment. After completion of 2 exercises from the chapter number 16 prefixes and suffixes, आज हम करेंगे suffixes and word endings. Where it would be awkward to write ng stroke at the end of a word, the suffix ing is represented by a light dot. जहाँ पर भी राइटिंग करना मुश्किल होगा, लिखना मुश्किल होगा कि हम एन जी स्ट्रोक फुल बना रहे हैं, वहाँ पर हम सफिक्स आई एन जी को एज अ डॉट यूज़ करेंगे. जैसे हम प्रीफिक्स कन एंड कम यूज़ करते हैं डिसजॉइंट विद द होल आउटलाइन, अ लाइट डॉट इज़ यूज्ड फॉर can and come at the beginning. Similarly, at the end we can use suffix for the sound of ing. एज इन रिक्वेस्टिंग, अब हम रिक्वेस्ट बनाते हैं. अपवर्ड आर क्वा विद एस टी लूप इज यूज्ड हेयर विद एन जी डॉट एट द एंड ऑफ द वर्ड फॉर आई एन जी. रिक्वेस्ट बनाया, ठीक है. लाइट डॉट ऑन द सेकेंड प्लेस ऑफ क्वा आफ्टर इट एंड लाइट डॉट एट द एंड ऑफ the whole outline for the sake of suffix ing. Next is ordering. Downward R double Dheer for the sake of der and light dash on the first place of downward R before it. Light dot is used here for the sake of suffix ing disjoint with it. Meeting. M stroke half Dheer for the sake of T. Heavy dot on the third place of M after it. Light dot used here disjoint for the sake of suffix ing. Next is covering. K ver is used here on the line. Light dash on the second place of K after it. Light dot at the end of the word for the sake of suffix ing is used here. Serving. S circle upward R with V hook on the line. Light dot on the second place of upward R before it. Light dot at the end of the word for the sake of suffix ing. Next is assisting. S stroke with the ST loop above the line. Light dot on the first place of S stroke before it. Light dot on the third place of S after it. Light dot at the end of the word for the sake of suffix ing. Attempting. T above the line, M half Dheer for the sake of T. Light dot on the first place of T before it. Light dot on the second place of T after it. And light dot at the end of the word disjoint here for the sake of suffix ing. Clear hai? Next is morning. M above the line, upward R with N hook is used here. Light dash on the first place of M after it. Light dot at the end of the word is used here for the sake of suffix ing. Whole outline above the line. Next is wanting. Upward way half Dheer for the sake of T with N hook is used here. Light dash on the first place of way after it. Light dot at the end of the word for suffix ing. Next is running. Upward R with the N hook on the line. Light dash on the second place of upward R after it. Light dot at the end of the word for suffix ing. Next is the dot ing is used after downward R and a light straight down stroke. ठीक है, लाइट स्ट्रेट डाउन स्ट्रोक कौन से हुए? P, T, J, है ना, एंड डाउनवर्ड R. उसके बाद जो आई एन जी आएगा उसको भी हम डिसजॉइंट डॉट इंग से रिप्रेजेंट करेंगे. एज इन सिक्योरिंग. एस सर्कल के अबव द लाइन से बनाते हुए ऑन द लाइन पे फिनिश होगा. एस सर्कल के डाउनवर्ड आर इज यूज्ड हियर. लाइट डॉट ऑन द सेकेंड प्लेस ऑफ के बिफोर इट. यू diphthong on the third place of downward R before it. Light dot disjoint here for the sake of suffix ing. Next is assuring. Ish above the line, downward R is used here. Light dot on the first place of ish before it. Heavy dash on the third place of downward R before it. Light dot at the end of the stroke for suffix ing. Next is hearing. H का tick, downward R is used here. Heavy dot on the third place of downward R before it. Light dot at the end of the word for suffixing. Next is bearing. B on the line, downward R is used here. Heavy dot on the second place of B after it. Light dot at the end of the word for suffix ing. Next is getting. गे above the line से स्टार्ट करते हुए finishes on the line with T. Light dot on the second place of गे after it. Light dot at the end of the word for suffix ing. Paying, P on the line. Heavy dot on the second place of P after it. Light dot at the end of the word for suffix ing. Next is teaching, T through the line. Che, heavy dot on the third place of che before it. Light dot at the end of the word for suffix ing. Next is eating, T through the line. Heavy dot on the third place of T before it. Light dot at the end of the word for suffix ing. Keeping, K above the line से स्टार्ट करते हुए थ्रू द लाइन कट करेगा विद P स्ट्रोक. हैवी डॉट ऑन द थर्ड प्लेस ऑफ P बिफोर इट. लाइट डॉट एट द एंड ऑफ द वर्ड फॉर सफिक्स ing. Replying, upward R on the line से स्टार्ट करते हुए P with L hook. I diphthong on the first place of P after it and ing dot is used here for the sake of suffix ing at the end of the word. Shipping, ish through the line. P, light dot on the third place of P before it. Light dot at the end of the word for the sake of suffix ing. Sitting, S circle above the line से स्टार्ट करते हुए थ्रू द लाइन कट करेगा T. Light dot on the third place of T before it. Light dot at the end of the word for the sake of suffix ing. Next is stating, ST loop with T on the line. Heavy dot on the second place of T before it. Light dot at the end of the word for the sake of suffix ing. Staying, S circle T on the line. Heavy dot on the second place of T after it. Light dot at the end of the word for the suffix ing. Trying, T with R hook above the line. I diphthong on the first place of T after it. Light dot at the end of the word for the sake of suffix ing. Next is usually the dot ing is used after a short form. ठीक है, शॉर्ट फॉर्म के साथ भी हम ing सफिक्स यूज़ कर सकते हैं. एज इन कम लिखते हैं हम, कम हमारा शॉर्ट फॉर्म है के ऑन द लाइन, उसके साथ अगर कमिंग आ गया तो ing हम डॉट डिसजॉइंट यूज़ कर सकते हैं फॉर द सेक ऑफ सफिक्स ing. तो के विद डॉट ऑन द लाइन इज़ यूज हियर फॉर कमिंग. गे विद डिसजॉइंट डॉट ऑन द लाइन इज़ यूज हियर फॉर गिविंग. It above the line with disjoint light dot is used here for the sake of thanking. Same outline for thinking on the line. N stroke double here for the sake of ter with a circle with T on the line. Light dot is used here for the sake of ng. Interesting. Clear है? Next is where ing is represented by the dot, the plural ings is represented by a light dash as shown. अब हमने ing सफिक्स को तो लाइट डॉट से रिप्रेजेंट कर दिया. इन सम वर्ड्स ings आता है, प्लूरल्स भी आते हैं, तो उसके लिए हम क्या यूज़ करेंगे? एट द सेम प्लेस जहाँ पर हमने डॉट यूज़ किया था वहाँ हम डिसजॉइंट लाइट डैश यूज़ करेंगे, जो क्या रिप्रेजेंट करेगा? प्लूरल ings. क्लियर है? एज इन मीटिंग्स, M halved here for the sake of T on the line. Heavy dot on the third place of M after it and light dash disjoined here for the sake of plural ings suffix. Next is mornings. M above the line, upward R with N hook is used here. Light dash on the first place of M after it. Light dash disjoined at the end of the word is used here for plural ings. Clear है? Next is hearing. H का tick downward R through the line cut होगा. Heavy dot on the third place of downward R before it and disjoint light dash is used here for the sake of plural ing at the end of the word. Next is the suffix ment is represented by n halved nt, where the sign m halved with n hook ment cannot be easily joined. अब जो साउंड मेंट की आ रही है उसके लिए तो हमें m स्ट्रोक हाफ्ड विद n हुक यूज़ करना चाहिए, लेकिन बहुत सारी जगह पर ये फिजिबल नहीं है, हम उसे नहीं बना पाते हैं. इसीलिए एक सफिक्स मेंट के लिए क्या रिप्रेजेंट करेगा? n halved for the sake of t. As in achievement, j above the line with v hook with n halved for the sake of t. सफिक्स इज यूज हियर फॉर मेंट. ठीक है, अचीव लिख के मेंट के लिए हमने क्या किया? n halved इज यूज हियर. अगर हम इसके साथ mnt वाला स्ट्रोक यूज़ करते हैं, m halved with n hook तो वो फिजिबल नहीं है, हमारा जो वी हुक है वो चुप जाएगा, ठीक है। तो ऐसे ही जगह पर जहाँ पर इजीली जॉइनिंग नहीं है उनके लिए ये सफिक्स बनाया गया है, जहाँ पर मेंट जो है वो रिप्रेजेंटेड बाय एन हाफ स्ट्रोक। क्लियर है। तो अचीवमेंट चे above the line with v hook with n half deer for the sake of suffix ment, light dot on the first place of ch before it, heavy dot on the third place of ch after it. Next is consignment. अब con prefix is used here with s circle with n full stroke with n half stroke for the sake of suffix ment, whole outline above the line, I diphthong on the first place of n before it. Next is commencement. Light dot of prefix come is used here with n stroke full on the line with s circle with n halved for the sake of suffix ment, light dot on the second place of n before it. नेक्स्ट इज अनाउंसमेंट. अब द लाइन से स्टार्ट करेंगे. एन स्ट्रोक another n stroke with s circle with n half deer for the sake of suffix ment, whole outline above the line, light dot on the first place of first n before it. Out diphthong is used here on the third place of second n before it. Next is the suffix mental, mentally, mentality is expressed by disjoint mnt है ना. तो m half deer for the sake of t with n hook is used here for the sake of suffix mental, mentally, mentality. disjoint यूज़ करेंगे एज एन एक्सपेरिमेंटल. अब हमने एक्सपेरी बनाया k s circle p with r hook on the line, light dot on the second place of k before it, light dot on the third place of p after it, and disjoint m stroke with n hook halved here for the sake of suffix mental. क्लियर है. एक्सपेरिमेंटल. नेक्स्ट इज डिपार्टमेंटल. डिपार्ट बनाया d through the line, p with r hook halved here for the sake of depart, heavy dot on the third place of p before it, light circle vowel on the first place of p after it, m stroke half deer with n hook disjoint here for the sake of mental. Next is sentimental, sentimentally, sentimentality. S circle n stroke t on the line for senti, light dot on the second place of n before it, light dot on the third place of t after it, and disjoint ment form of suffixes used here for the sake of mental, mentally, and mentality. Clear है. Next is the endings fulness and lessness are expressed by disjoint fs and ls respectively. अब एंडिंग में कुछ वर्ड्स आते हैं जिसमें लिखा होता है फुलनेस, लेसनेस. तो फुलनेस के लिए एफ विद एस सर्कल इज़ यूज्ड एंड लेसनेस के लिए अपवर्ड एल विद एस सर्कल इज़ यूज्ड बट in the disjoint form. Okay, as in thoughtfulness. Id halved here for the sake of t above the line, heavy dash on the first place of id after it with the disjoint f with s circle on the line finishes it. Thoughtlessness, same outline of thought above the line with the disjoint l, upward l with s circle is used here, a whole outline above the line. Hopefulness, upward h stroke on the line से start करते हुए with p for hope, heavy dash on the second place of h after it and disjoint f with s circle through the line cut हो जाएगा for the sake of fullness suffix. Next is hopelessness, same outline for hope on the line, disjoint upward l with s circle is used here, through the line जाएगा ये भी for the sake of lessness suffix. Clear है. Next is the suffix ship is represented by a joined or disjoined ish. Friendship, ship word ship suffix जो है represented by ish. fr with n hook on the line, half deer for the sake of d, light dot on the second place of fr after it and joined ish is used here for the sake of suffix ship. Next is citizenship, s circle t through the line with s circle with n hook, light dot on the third place of T before it, light dot on the third place of T after it, and ish is joined here for the sake of suffix ship. Next is hardship. H ka dot downward R thickened and halved here above the line, and disjoined ish is used here for the sake of ship. नेक्स्ट इज़ मेंबरशिप, ये हमारी शॉर्ट फॉर्म भी है मेंबर, बी विद आर हुक ऑन द लाइन, डिसजॉइंड इश इज़ यूज्ड हियर फॉर द सेक ऑफ सफिक्स शिप. नेक्स्ट इज़ ओनर, ये भी हमारी शॉर्ट फॉर्म है ओनर, एन with r hook through the line owner, and joined ish is used here for the sake of ship. Next is lity or rity, preceded by any vowel, is expressed by disjoining the preceding stroke. अब बहुत से वर्ड्स में ऐसी साउंड आती है लिटी और रिटी, है ना, तो उसको किससे रिप्रेजेंट करेंगे? उसके लिए कोई भी रिप्रेजेंटेशन फॉर्म नहीं रखेंगे. उसके लिए क्या करेंगे, जो प्रीसीडिंग स्ट्रोक है उसको डिसजॉइंट कर देंगे विद द होल आउटलाइन. क्लियर है? एज इन जैसे हम पॉसिबल बनाते हैं, P विद एस सर्कल, B विद L हुक इज़ यूज्ड, है ना, बट इन पॉसिबिलिटी P विद एस सर्कल अबव द लाइन, B डिसजॉइंट हियर फॉर द सेक ऑफ लिटी, पॉसिबिलिटी. ठीक है, एंड लाइट डैश ऑन द फर्स्ट प्लेस ऑफ P आफ्टर इट. अबव द लाइन से स्टार्ट करते हुए थ्रू द लाइन कट करेगी होल आउट लाइन. क्लियर है? नेक्स्ट इज इन एबिलिटी, अब इन बनाया, B डिसजॉइंट हियर फॉर द सेक ऑफ लिटी, light dash on the third place of N before it, light dot on the first place of N after it. above the line से start करते हुए through the line cut करेगा. desirability, desire बनाया, D a circle upward R and B disjoined here for the sake of lity. I diphthong on the first place of D after it, light dot on the first place of upward R after it. Next is liability, upward L above the line, triphone of I is used here, B disjoint for the sake of suffix lity, whole outline above the line, liability. Next is formality, F stroke downward R above the line से start करेंगे, F and downward R जाएगा तो वो cut through the line, light dash on the first place of F after it, and disjoined M is used here for the sake of lity. ठीक है. नेक्स्ट इज रेगुलरिटी, अपवर्ड आर ऑन द लाइन से स्टार्ट करते हुए गे स्ट्रोक विद यू जॉइंट डिफ्थोंग इज यूज्ड हियर, विद डिसजॉइंट अपवर्ड एल इज यूज्ड हियर फॉर द सेक ऑफ सफिक्स रिटी, आरिटी. ठीक है. लाइट डॉट ऑन द सेकेंड प्लेस ऑफ अपवर्ड आर आफ्टर इट. नेक्स्ट इज सिमिलैरिटी, ए सर्कल एम ऑन द लाइन and upward L disjoined here for the sake of rity, light dot on the third place of M before and after it. Next is majority, M above the line, J disjoined here for the sake of suffix rity, light dot on the first place of M after it, and whole outline above the line. Next is minority, M stroke on the line, light dot on the third place of M after it, and stroke disjoined here for the sake of rity. Next is the endings logical or logically are represented by disjoined J. biological, biologically. ठीक है. अब ये वैसा ही सफिक्स है लॉजिकल और लॉजिकली के लिए. जे को हमने डिसजॉइन करना है, उसमें हमने प्रीसीडेड स्ट्रोक को डिसजॉइन करा था लिटी और रिटी में, बट इन लॉजिकल और लॉजिकली इट इज़ रिप्रेजेंटेड बाय डिसजॉइंड जे स्ट्रोक. एज इन बायोलॉजिकल, बायोलॉजिकली, बी above the line, J disjoined here for the sake of logical suffix, through the line चला जाएगा. I triphone is used here on the first place of B after it. Next is psychological and psychologically. A circle K above the line with J disjoined here for the sake of suffix logical or logically, whole outline above the line. I diphthong is used here on the first place of K before it, light dash on the second place of K after it. Next is physiological, physiologically, F stroke through the line with S circle is used here with disjoint J for the sake of suffix logical or logically, light dot on the third place of F after it. नेक्स्ट इज द वर्ड एंडिंग्स वार्ड and yard are expressed by half length way for ward and half length ye for yard respectively, as in forward, f with r hook above the line, way halved here for the sake of ward, and light dash at the beginning of fr is used here. Forwarding, same outline above the line with ng stroke. अब दो सफिक्स नहीं लगा सकते ना यहाँ पे, वर्ड वार्ड जो है वो खुद एक सफिक्स है. अब आप कहेंगे मैम यहाँ पे डॉट लगा देते हैं, यहाँ डॉट नहीं लगा सकते क्योंकि हमने एक सफिक्स यूज़ किया. दो सफिक्स इकट्ठे कैसे यूज़ करोगे, है ना. तो एनजी स्ट्रोक इज़ यूज्ड हियर. बैकवर्ड, बी above the line with k with ward suffix is used here. Light dot on the first place of b after it. Next is backyard, same outline, b with k above the line, yard ye half here for the sake of yard, light dot on the first place of b after it, whole outline above the line. Next is note, forwarded. अब इसमें हम वर्ड एंडिंग वर्ड यूज़ नहीं करेंगे, सफिक्स वर्ड यूज़ नहीं करेंगे, इसको होल आउटलाइन बनाएंगे. एफ विद आर हुक अबव द लाइन, वे विद upward r stroke, d is halved here for another d, whole outline above the line, light dash at the beginning of fr and light dash on the second place of way after it. Next is li is represented by the stroke l, disjoined where necessary and in some cases by the hooked form. ली, अब एंड में आता है ली, तो हम उसको स्ट्रोक एल से बनाएंगे जॉइंट और डिसजॉइंट करेंगे जहाँ पर हमें कन्वीनियंट राइटिंग नहीं आएगी, और जहाँ पर कन्वीनियंट राइटिंग आएगी वहाँ पर हम एल स्ट्रोक को जॉइन करेंगे. एंड इन सम केसेस बाय द हुक फॉर्म इज़ ऑल्सो यूज्ड, ठीक है, और उसकी हुक फॉर्म भी यूज़ करेंगे. एज इन फेयरली, एफ ऑन द लाइन, डाउनवर्ड आर विद अपवर्ड एल इज़ यूज्ड हियर. Heavy dot on the second place of f after it, light dot on the third place of upward l after it. Next is easily, z form through the line is used here with upward l for the sake of lee, and heavy dot on the third place of z before it, heavy dot on the third place of l after and before it. Friendly, fr with n hook halved here on the line with disjoint l for the sake of lee suffix, light dot on the second place of f after it. Instantly, n stroke with s circle, t halved here for the sake of another t with n hook on the line, disjoint l stroke is used here for the sake of lee suffix, light dot on the third place of n before it, light dot on the first place of t after it. Particularly, p, अब ये क्या है, हमारी शॉर्ट फॉर्म है पी विद आर हुक हाफ हियर एंड डिसजॉइंट अपवर्ड एल फॉर द सेक ऑफ ली, होल आउटलाइन अबव द लाइन. पर्टिकुलरली, डिफरेंटली, डिफरेंट भी क्या है, शॉर्ट फॉर्म है, डी थ्रू द लाइन कट करेगा एंड डिसजॉइंट अपवर्ड एल इज यूज्ड हियर फॉर द सेक ऑफ ली. चीपली, जे थ्रू द लाइन, पी विद एल हुक, अब हुक फॉर्म यूज हो गई एल की एट द एंड, जे थ्रू द line, p with l hook is used here. Heavy dot on the third place of p before it, light dot on the third place of p after it. Actively, above the line से start करते हुए k, t, v with l hook is used here. Light dot on the first place of k before it, light dot on the third place of v after and before it. Next is deeply, d through the line, p with l hook is used here. Heavy dot on the third place of p before it, light dot on the third place of p after it. These are the short forms. Gay with v on the line for the sake of govern or governed. Gay with v with n hook with n halved here for the sake of t, ment on the line for the sake of government. D on the line, v with r hook is used here for the sake of advertise, advertised, advertisement. Upward r on the line से start करते हुए gay for the sake of regular. Probable, probably, probability. P with r hook on the line with b through the line. N stroke thickened and halved here. V stroke thickened and halved here is used here for the sake of individual and individually on the line. Prospect, P with r hook with s circle with another p on the line से start करते हुए through the line cut करेगी. Prospect, whatever, what above the line बनता है, what हमारी short form भी है, what with V stroke on the line for whatever, and when is also the short form. when on the line बनता है with V stroke. for ever is used here. A circle F with upward edge is used here on the line for sufficient, sufficiently, sufficiency. ओके क्लियर है स्टूडेंट्स। आप लोगों को नेक्स्ट एक्सरसाइजेस की जो डिक्टेशन है वो नेक्स्ट वीडियो में मिलेगी। ओके स्टूडेंट्स, आप लोगों को कोई भी परेशानी हो, कुछ भी पूछना हो तो आप कमेंट सेक्शन में कमेंट करके पूछ सकते हैं। थैंक्स फॉर वॉचिंग।